Well, this was billed as a night for fun and fashion benefiting a worthy cause. Organizers of the annual Cattle Barons Ball held their kickoff fundraising event tonight to raise money for the American Cancer Society. This was the organizers' first ever Couture for the Cure, that's what they called it, fashion show. Models wore outfits inspired by cattle barons, boots, western shirts, even a few cowboy hats here and there. All the models who walked tonight's runway were affected in some way by cancer, from survivors to caretakers, even those who have lost family members.
It's an endless battle. Just because you're a survivor doesn't mean that the battle's over. It's a constant.
Even our own Stephen Cavazos here showing off his Western style tonight as the MC. Organizers say this year's Cattle Barons Ball will be different than before. Their first ever Bucking Heroes competition. We're going to have police and firefighters going head to head to see who can last the longest on a bucking mechanical bull. The Cattle Barons Ball coming up next month.